Shalom, and welcome to Hebrew Bible Secrets with your host, Rabbi Beaton. We are reading today from the book of John, starting at chapter 21. John, chapter 21, verse 1. 1. After these things, Yahushua showed himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias, and this way he manifested himself. 2. They were together, Shimon, Kepha, Simon Peter, and Thomas, called the twin, and Nathanael of Cana in Galilee, and the sons of Zebedee, and 2 other of his disciples. 3. Shimon Kepha, Simon Peter, said to them, I go fishing. They said to him, we also go with you. They went forth and entered into a boat immediately, and that night they caught nothing. 4. But when the morning was now come, Yahushua stood on the shore, but the disciples knew not that it was Yahushua. 5. Then Yahushua said to them, Children, have you any fish? They answered him, No. 6. And he said to them, Cast a net on the right side of the boat, and you shall find. They cast therefore, and now they were not able to draw it for the multitude of fishes. 7. Therefore that disciple whom Yahushua loved said to Kepha, It is the Master. Now when Shimon, Kepha, Simon Peter, heard that it was the Master, he tucked on his outer garment, for he had nothing underneath it, and did cast himself into the sea. 8. And the other disciples came in a little boat, for they were not far from the land, but as it were 200 cubits, dragging the net with the fishes. 9. As soon then as they were come to the land, they saw a fire of coals there, and fish laid thereon, and lechem, bread. 10. Yahushua said to them, Bring up the fish which you have now caught. 11. Shimon Kepha went up, and drew the net to the land full of great fishes, 153, and for all there were so many, yet was the net not broken. 12. Yahushua said to them, Come and dine. And none of the disciples dared ask him, Who are you? Knowing that it was the Master. 13. Yahushua then came and took lechem, bread, and giving them, and fish likewise. 14. This is now the 3rd time that Yahushua showed himself to the disciples after he had risen from the dead. 15. So when they had dined, Yahushua said to Shimon Kepha, Shimon, son of Jonah, do you love me more than these do? He said to him, Yes, Master, Adonai Lord, you know that I love you. He said to him, Feed my lambs. 16. He said to him again the 2nd time, Shimon, son of Jonah, do you love me? He said to him, Yes, Master, Adonai Lord, you know that I love you. He said to him, Shepherd my sheep. 17. He said to him the 3rd time, Shimon, son of Jonah, do you love me? Kepha was grieved because he said to him the 3rd time, Do you love me? And he said to him, Master Adonai, Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you. Yahushua said to him, Feed my sheep. 18. Verily, verily I say to you, when you were young, you girded your clothes and walked where you wanted. But when you shall be old, you shall stretch out your hands, and another shall tie you up and bring you where you do not want to go. 19. This spoke he, signifying by what death he should glorify Elohim. And when he had spoken this, he said to him, Follow me. 20. Then Kepha, turning about, saw the disciple whom Yahushua loved following, who also leaned on his breast at supper, and said, Master Adonai Lord, which is he that betrays you? 21. Kepha, seeing him, said to Yahushua, Master, And what shall this man do? 22. Yeshua said to him, If I want that he lives till I return, what is that to you? You follow me. 23. Then went this saying abroad among the brothers, that this disciple should not die. Yet Yeshua said not to him, He shall not die, but if I want that he lives till I return, what is that to you? 24. This is the disciple who testified of these things, and wrote these things, and we know that his testimony is true. 25. And there are also many other things which Yeshua did, which, if they would have been written down, I suppose that even the world itself could not have the room to contain the scrolls that should be written. Okay, so that now brings us to the end of John chapter 21 and to the end of John. So we have one footnote here, so let's have a look at the footnote. So we have here footnotes in verse 23. Then went this saying abroad among the brothers, that this disciple should not die. Yet Yeshua said to him, You shall not die, but if I want that he lives till I return, what is that to you? So let's have a look at this. What is that to you? So we have here, John died in Ephesus after he was released from the island of Patmos, and died a natural death of old age. They did try to kill him 3 times, but he survived miraculously, according to tradition. Okay, so that now brings us to the end of John chapter 21. So I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the other side. Shalom, and welcome to Hebrew Bible Secrets with your host, Rabbi Beaton. We will be reading shortly from the book of Acts, but first we have some footnotes from the Hakohen, so I'm going to read those first. This is according to the Antiquities of the Jews and the historian Josephus Flavius. We have the following reliable account of events. So we have chapter 5, book 20 of the Antiquities of the Jews. Antiquity 20, verse 97 to 102. So, 97. Now it came to pass, while Thaddeus was procurator of Judea, that a certain magician and fomenter, whose name was Theodas, persuaded most of the multitude to take their possessions with them and follow him to the river Jordan. He claimed that he was a prophet, and that he would, by his own command, divide the river and allow them an easy passage over it, and many were deceived by his words. 98. However, Thaddeus did not permit them to take advantage of his madness, but sent a troop of horsemen out against them, who, falling upon them unexpectedly, slew many of them, and took many of them as prisoners. They also captured Theodas alive, and cut off his head, and carried it to Jerusalem. 99. This was what befell the Jews at the time of Caspius Thaddeus' government. 100. Then came Tiberius Alexander, a successor to Thaddeus. He was the son of Alexander, the oligarch of Alexandria, who surpassed all of his citizens for both nobility and wealth. He was also more eminent for his piety than his son Alexander, for the latter did not continue to follow the religious practices of his country. 101. It was under the administration of Tiberius Alexander from 46 to 48 AD that in Judea a great famine took place, and during which Queen Helen spent a huge sum of money to buy grain from Egypt and distributed it to the needy. 102. In addition to this, James and Simon, sons of Judas the Galilean, were put on trial and by order of Alexander were crucified. This was the Judas who had incited the popular revolt against the Romans, while Quirinius was carrying out the census in Judea. Theodas was the son of Judah of Gamala. Antiquities 17, chapter 10,272. In the north, Candace, mentioned in Acts 8:27, was a royal title and not a name of a queen. This was a real queen of Nubia. Her name was Amani Shakita. She lived in the 1st century BCE. She was the only one who attacked and defeated the Romans, personally leading a revolt. She was blind in one eye, and she left a huge pyramid with lots of riches located near Meroe. The Chancellor of the Exchequer could not have been after the death and resurrection of Yahushua between 30 CE to 40 CE, but the Queen, Amishakito, was already dead 50 years earlier. So, potentially, this man served another royal house and not the Nubian queen mentioned above. Clearly, this man was a black man and Jewish who was present in Jerusalem for the 3 annual festivals. Another proof that the true Israelites were not white Caucasians, but people of brown and dark brown skins. This history can be written by the Greek Strabon, GEO.18, 1:53-54, and by Plinius the Elder, History NAT 6:35-186. According to Josephus, there were 4 high priests from Annas to Caiaphas, mentioned in Antiquities 18:34-35. He states, having put an end to the priesthood of Annas, the Bar, son of Seth, appointed Ishmael, the Bar, son of Favi, high priest, then removed him and appointed Eleazar, the Bar, son of Annas, the high priest, to the same office. And having removed him at the end of the year, the high priesthood given to Simon, Bar, son of Carnithus. He held the honor for no more than a year, when Joseph, called Caiaphas, succeeded him. This ties up with Caiaphas as the high priest, whose real name was Joseph, according to Josephus. Okay, this is Rabbi Beaton saying thanks for watching and shalom shalom. Baruch Shem, Kivod, Makuto, Leolam Va'ed. Benevolent be the name of his esteemed kingdom, forever and ever and ever. Amen.